A gente pode começar? Ok. Let's start our meeting. Relaxing on our chairs. Reflecting about our day. Making ourselves comfortable. Making ourselves in a peace mode. So then you can start receiving all the good energies that are being worked here. Let's open our hearts, open our minds to all these teachings that are being studied here. Let's breathe, take a deep breath. Welcoming all the spiritual friends that are here with us on this work day. Let's offer them all the help they need. Let's embrace all the energy they came here to bring us. And most important, let's be grateful for the opportunity to be here today. To have one more day learning about our involvement, learning about ourselves, learning about Jesus' teachings and His love for us. Let's have a great meeting, great lecture, and so be it. Okay, so we're gonna finish chapter 22, where we finished saying about the workers of the last hour, and the last subject is the mission of the Spiritists. From the spiritual instructions, what we read at the Kardec's book, it says about the mission of us, of the Spiritists, people that follow the Kardec interpretations about the Jesus teachings. At the book, it shows us, interpret us, spread us the knowledge about the reincarnation. Is when we first start hearing about the reincarnation. Explain also about the consequences of good and evil, because us as a spiritist, you know that the evil that exists most of the time is ourselves that create, not only for ourselves but for the others too. And one of the most important things that we learn on the gospel towards the based on the Spiritism is go and preach. When it says go and preach, basically is we are here not only to learn Jesus' teachings, but most important to start spreading His teachings with His interpretation. And it's not that you don't accept others' interpretation. It's not that we don't accept other religions, let's say like that. It's just, first of all, with the Spiritists, when we are here to preach, it's because first we are here transforming ourselves. Because once we are being transforming ourselves and you're seeing your involvement in this world, they're gonna be interested what that person been doing, that the person had of life transformed. So with yourself being an example, it's when people start getting interested on these teachings, on these books that Kardec brought us. also, as all people that are here to serve, we also have to cut habits. So first thing, when you decide to transform your life, you have to cut some habits that is, first of all, not doing good for you, but some people also have, there's a habits that are not doing good for people around you. So first thing is cutting habits. Either if you have like any addiction, even if you have the habit of gossiping, even if you have any habit that doesn't make your life better, any habit that like make you get stuck in life. So that's why that's a sacrifice, because it's something that you're so used to do it, that is part of your life, but then you have to cut it. Otherwise, again, if you once you don't transform your life, you cannot give the examples to others and go out there and preach. How can you preach something that you yourself don't do it? Also, futile concerns. And this is a different like word. Need help if some of you know. Disinterestedness to the greedy. It's exactly like in a book. Abstinence to the dissolute. Kindness to the domestic tyrants. And you must water with your sweat the ground that you must sow. So basically, like I was talking before, once you're here to teach, you're here to serve, and show that the Jesus teachings, first of all, they are hard to apply on your life, but it doesn't mean they're impossible. How many people out there, they are enlightened? I think that's why they put Divaldo's picture, how enlightened is this person that devoted his life towards to Jesus' teachings. He might not be perfect, of course, and of course back when he started, he probably had a lot of habits, and maybe he still has, but we can see towards what he has been done. He's for sure dedicated, and he has been dedicating his life towards all to Jesus' teachings, and he's been preaching his words in the best way, so people can see that once you follow all his steps, you for sure gonna have an enlightened life. It's not that you're gonna have a perfect life, because that doesn't exist. It's more about how to deal with everything around you, how to deal with difficult situations, how you can help people around you with difficult situations. You're here to be your own example, but to be others' example as well. So, to whom should we bring the Spiritist teachings? So, do we have a rule that like only people that get interested to the Spiritist that you should bring it? No, right? We can bring to anyone. Like I said in the beginning, we don't have, like, if you're from Judaism and you want to come and watch a lecture, what's the problem? What's the problem of learning of something new? Because what we teach here is nothing bad. It's just something that, like, if you apply in your life, it's going to be good for you. It's not going to be bad neither for you or for anyone. So, like the answer, you should bring the teachings to everyone. Also to the great ones of the world who will scorn it. The ones that are going to absorb that. And the ones also most of the times are in need. And to the learned ones who will demand proof. Because we know some people need proof of miracles, let's put it this way. Some people just have their faith so in the edge or so in doubt about themselves, if they have faith or not, that they need proof that what Jesus came here to teach us was actually real. And sometimes that people, they just believe it if something happened to their lives, and they a miracle happened and it's like, okay, so now I believe it. Or some people just like to believe in something that it was they seen, right? There's the Saint Thomas, right? Or Saint Thomas that was just, I just believe what I see, till he actually seeing that like the miracles exist, so he started believing it. But we should give up on these people? No, right?
We are.
Yeah, most of the time ourselves we are. But for example, the people that really like, to say I don't believe in anything, have nothing to prove, like atheists, or how we saying that. What's the name of the other ones we were saying the other day? There was the atheist and the one that doesn't believe in God, and the one that does believe in something but God, right?
I forgot. I forgot.
Oh, okay. There's another name for it, but there's difference between one and another. So sometimes these people really to believe like something that they are seeing with their own eyes. It's not even a miracle. Sometimes something materialistic that they really can believe on something. So those people, I believe, like are the last ones that you should give up. I think you have to put more faith on these people that one day they're gonna learn and will be there for them to support them if he's in a bad situation or not. But we should be there for them too. And for sure, we prove ourselves that sometimes, most of the times, how many things that we wish happens to us, and it would just like deep inside, like, oh, if God allows me, but deep inside you're just like, oh, I'm not sure if it is gonna happen or something. Even us that come here to the Spirit Center, we still have that doubt. Yeah. Agnostics, yeah.
Right.
Also to the small and simple who will accept it. Because I think by experience we know the most simple people in this world, that most of the times they are the ones that teach us how to have faith. Because most of the times in the situation, you feel like they're super poor, they have anything, they still have a smile on their faces. And that smile for sure is brought up with a faith. Because they deep inside believe that even if there's people worse than them, so that's why they still have reasons to smile, because at least, I don't know, they can sleep in a, something cover, you know what I mean?
Have a roof to sleep
Or have a roof to sleep.
They see blessings in the small.
They see blessings on everything, the most simple things. And what should be the attitude of the Spiritist worker? What we should be doing as working in a spiritual center and saying that we are Spiritists. First, arm yourselves with faith and courage. Yeah, starting from here, the rest, because once we have faith, everything else it just comes smooth. Work incessantly. When it says work incessantly, it reminds me when you watch the movie about Chico Xavier, that when he realizes that his eyes was getting worse, and one day he was working on his regular job, and his eyes start bleeding. And from that day, he was talking to his mentor, and he's like, how can I do now? I have an eyes bleeding, I'm gonna lose my view, my sides, yeah. And I remember the mentor first said that he needed, of course, to provide himself a rest, because everybody's a human being, even that he's super enlightened, he still needs to sleep. But it's not that he's gonna stop working, because he still had the other side. Other eye.
Yeah, and when he asked, in mind around, he's like, well, you still got another eye. So,
yeah.
From the point of view of humans like us, this kind of is slave,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not. It's
and sometimes
something else more that it's most of the time we don't put ourselves to work not even a half is too much.
Fraction.
Not even that, like close what he did, imagine him doing what he did.
Yeah.
And Manuel said, oh, we still have another eye, so
And sometimes ourselves here we
why are
say
you
like,
complaining?
yeah, we do like, oh my gosh, but I put myself so much towards to the spiritual center. Like, do you really? You know, like how many hours you put yourself to come here and dedicate yourself is nothing. What people around have been done. Yeah. So then we are be able to learn more stuff, because if it wasn't for his books, for Divaldo books, and for other amazing writers that work incessantly, like wouldn't be here trying to learn more, or like knowing a little bit that we know already.
Yeah, and the point of this teaching is working towards charity.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because you can spend like the whole day, the whole life studying and not practice anything.
Mm-hmm.
So the way, the teaching of like Emmanuel at that time was like charity.
Yeah.
You are here to do this, as everybody actually, but
Yeah, because it's easy to come,
You
study,
understand.
give a lecture, and come back home and,
and that's
don't do
it
anything
in your
else.
life, still the same thing.
Yeah. Also, give thanks, like gratitude, for the glorious task that God has entrusted you. So if you're here, the spiritual center, and if you're like provided everything that we are provided to try to bring some of Jesus' teachings, just take it and be grateful for this opportunity, because this is your internship to get maybe a discount in your future's lives.
Discount like that.
But there's only warning that like Kardec brought us. Bear in mind that among those called to Spiritists, many have gone astray. Yeah, so just be careful. Also, there's signs of the good Spiritists, where they teach and practice charity, like you mentioned. Charity is the main thing for Spiritists.
The knowledge without the charity is nothing.
Yeah.
It's nothing. It's just empty
Mhm.
words.
Of course, if you help people money-wise, if you help people with material things, is already something. But the main thing is put yourself out there. Put your kindness out there. Put your understanding out there. Because with all that, this is where it's gonna really practicing the real charity. Of course, if you help people, if they're hungry or anything related, need clothes or something, it's already something, yes. But when you put yourself, you're donating all your time, you're donating your love, you're donating the light that has in you to people that most of the times are hopeless. And sometimes just the small actions can cause that person so much energy, can bring that person so much good energy that you probably are the hope of the person for the day, for the person go through one more day. We never know.
Yeah.
Bring consolation to the afflicted, and demonstrate selflessness and personal disinterestedness.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, selfish. Yeah, human beings. Like I think the most characteristic thing for human beings,
Yeah, because most
a
of the
bad
time,
way, will be selfish.
As a partner, we must to do things, not just charity, but anything that we do towards other has to be selfless and disinterestedness.
Mm-hmm.
Because most of the time we really want something back.
Yeah, don't expect.
Yeah, you really want something, at least a thank you, which would be nice, but
Mhm.
that is not the point.
Yeah.
You have to give what we have, and they give what they have.
No, you just do because you wanted to do.
Yeah, of
You have
course.
to have this will, like I want to. Exemplify love to the neighbor. And in Kardec's word, true Spiritists are recognized by their moral transformation. Like I said, once you don't transform ourselves, everything that you just passed by here, You just go through the wind. Nothing's gonna help you if you don't first look inside of yourself and start the real transformation. You start seeing what is wrong with you, in a meaning like where I'm making mistakes, where can I get better, where can I be more charitable, what can I do for others. And then when your transformation happens, everything around is gonna work with the flow. Also, in the effort they make to overcome their evil inclinations.
That's
Our,
the hard part.
our bad habits again, everything that like you need to start learn to say no, I'm not gonna do this anymore, I don't need that anymore, nothing's like it's not taking me to anywhere if I keep doing this or that. Yeah. So what I take as a conclusion is we have to practice the self reform like super serious. We have to work that every day. And it's not because you start transforming yourself today, it means that 1 week you're gonna be a different person. It takes time. Everything, when you decide to transform, takes time. If you see, like, it can be a silly example, but a butterfly. It's not a butterfly, right? She passed through all the transformation, but it takes time for that. And after she becomes a butterfly, she just gets the word, she can fly. It's just a small metaphor, but like if you think about it, if you apply that, it's like an everyday, a change, and you can start like, okay, so today I do this, but tomorrow I'm gonna not try, I'm gonna try to not do this. And then the second, third day, you're gonna always taking one, or if it's hard for you, try every week. Okay, so this week I'm not gonna do what I'm used to do that causes me something bad. So this week I'm gonna try not to do this. And then the second week you take another thing. And then when you see, it's like at the end of the year, how many bad habits you were able to transform. Any questions? Any adds?
You add something.
No, well, of course, I totally agree. I think one thing that we should reinforce too is that we should be thankful to all our frustrations too. Even our frustrations that I always like to say that at that moment we don't understand, and we get frustrated, we get mad, or we get sad because something never actually really like worked the way we wanted. But I know it's easier to say than done, but like we should all keep in mind that that is homework. You know, like you said, we all interns here. That's a huge school that we're here to learn. And when the storm passed by, you just sit down and realize, okay, what can I do for this to not to happen again? What can I do next time to avoid this situation, to avoid this feeling that I'm having right now? You know, because yeah, we're not perfect, so I think yes, we should sit down and cry when you have to cry and get mad, but keep in mind that's temporarily. What are you gonna do about it?
Yeah.
What are you gonna do about when you have that problem in your hands and you have to solve it? Because crying forever, or be sad, or be mad, it's not gonna solve the problem. So
You're gonna cause you probably another problem.
exactly, and you're not gonna be able to have a straight thinking of like, okay, what is the solution for this? So yes, we will fall, but the most important thing is to learn how we overcome and how to stand up again. So try to learn what works for you, and everybody has a different time, so that doesn't happen like in 24 hours, but everybody has a different time. So once you learn, okay, let's try this so this doesn't happen with me again.
And it all works on the transformation part of ourselves, because when you're mad is when you sometimes get to know yourself a little bit better too. where deep, how deep it can go. Like, okay, so I don't want to find this monster anymore. So now I know that if this situation happens, like you said, I know how to not happen again, or if it happens again, I'm gonna act
Use a different
differently.
approach.
Yeah.
Can you just back one or two slides?
Yeah.
Let's see. Here, yes. This part is important to understand as well when said spiritists are recognized by their moral transformation. Some people come and ask why just spiritism can do a moral transformation for better and the other religions can't. It's very important to explain that because there is not a point. Just because the spiritism itself teaches based on Jesus' teachings. So spiritism actually, it's nothing without Jesus' teachings.
Yeah.
So there is the base.
Yeah.
And as we know, Jesus didn't left. He didn't leave any religion behind. He just leave teachings that can construct in yourselves a better being.
Yeah.
So anybody that is willing to change themselves for better, and the next one it says overcome the let's put the bad inclinations, evil, like the bad tendencies. There is the one that to make the effort to overcome those behaviors, the bad behaviors. So there is the one that understands the full of to become a better person. And the Spirit is teaching us the steps and why we are here, why the reasons that we go through so many bad things in our lives. And even if you don't have the answer why something it happened right now, definitely we have the past to teach us why we are going through some situations in this life. And of course, most of the time we just do something that we don't realize for now that is going to lead us in the bad positions in the future. So it's very important to make this clear. It's not spiritism recognized, but like everybody that is willing to work towards their bad behaviors, the bad tendencies definitely is the one that you're going to recognize. Because when you tell somebody's change in two situations, when they start doing something bad or when they start doing something very good. Oh, that person used to yell at everybody, say bad words, don't have patience, and this. Now look at that person, so much more calm. You know, this person started hearing others, take the time to understand, you know, their family, their neighbors, their friends, or the other way or opposite. Oh, that person started to be mad. So it's annoying. Nobody can stand by that person because this person just complained and blah, blah, blah. Cranky, yeah. So when we start change our behaviors, even for good or bad, so there's the time, because words just words.
Yeah, and it's good that you said that, because when I was preparing myself, one of the guys said it's important to say the Spiritist because we have the tools to learn and apply on that. Some things are very clarified how it works. So us as Spiritists, we have everything in our hands. We just have to start doing it. But doesn't mean that all the Spiritists do it. It doesn't mean that everyone that comes to a spiritual center is been practicing their self-enlightenment, right? And important to say that people from other religions, they're so much more enlightened than people that comes to a spiritual center, who never met a person that is so, there's this like light on that person, you know, you feel happy to feel close by. Everything that you talk is like never there's a problem, like she always try, or he always try to bring a solution for you, seeing the good things, never see the bad things on people. And it's not even like spiritist, but that person, there's, she already like found herself, she already transformed herself, whatever her religion, whatever her faith is on, but she's transformed, she accepted transformation. And when that happened, it means that that person, some kind of way, is a spiritist, but doesn't know, you know what I mean? Not that he's a spiritist, but like, is that person really practicing what the good is on this earth, basically?
Because it's not related to
No.
be spiritist or not.
Or religion.
Or no, it's not related on that. Of course, it helps because the spiritists bring us the knowledge of
Mhm.
like so many questions that unfortunately other religions doesn't. But to accept that we are just human beings and we have things to working out on ourselves, it has to be a common sense. Of course, common sense is not common for everybody. But yes, everybody in this world has something to work out.
Yeah.
Everybody. So we're not perfect. That's why we're here. Otherwise, we're not going to be here.
And most important, we cannot push that on anyone. That gonna happen either gradually, and most important, on their own time. When they accept their own time, it's when things flow.
The first, and for all, and the most important why we can push change on anybody, because us as human beings, we still have to change.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that you just already have knowledge and you're trying, that you have to impose this for somebody else, like, I am doing, so you better do it as well, and this is the better way, that's this. No, because everybody has their own time.
Mm-hmm.
And we still have to change so many things, and one of the things is, don't say this to anybody. Change this, don't try to, put what you think, and what you think that is good for you. We understand. So when you are happy, when you are seeing things differently, when you were seeing that what we were doing, it's lead us for good results, you want people that we love to do the same. It's understand in the beginning. After, when we start going through and deep more in the studies of the Spiritists, you understand that that's the way that works. You have so many examples sometimes, like, oh, so you go to the Spirit Center and you behave like that. So that's where you learn that, right? So that's recognized by the moral transformation, by our actions. Words are just words.
Once I said to my friend that, and then she's like, well, that's why I'm going there. That's why I didn't change yet, that part. Because I'm going there and I'm trying to change that. And I was like, okay, it's a very...
At least we're recognized.
Everything, and also she was honest, like, okay, you gave that, like, you got it.
At least you already understand that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's it.
So it's always trying to be a better worker at this world.